remembering. Bringing together, remembrances. I can't help but think of this lady in her much younger incarnation, and I was sort of looking up because I was in my much younger incarnation. And somewhere down that long road, she ceased to be simply my aunt. She's been my aunt for 74 years, so I can lay a claim that many of you can't. She's been my friend for a good long time. And that in part had much to do with the fact that when her brother passed, who happened to be my father, she reached out to me and I reached out to her, and there was a different sort of communion that occurred. Now, part of that communion today is that I believe we're not alone as we're clustered here. I blink and I see many familiar and beloved ghosts. I see Lou Randall standing in the corner, Senior. I see Lou Randall Jr. standing in the corner, maybe right over your shoulder. I see Herb McPherson, her younger brother, standing frowning over in the corner. I see your father, George McPherson, standing over there, and over in another corner of the room, for obvious reasons, is her mother, not standing with her father, because that was another story in itself. I'm old enough to remember the two of these people who had some separation between them being present in the same basement of your house. That to me was historic. But when I think of what I call these beloved ghosts, Wes, your older brother, older, Glenn, your younger sister, they're all here right now. And they're here because I've just called them here. Or they're here whether you've been aware of them or not. I think they all would agree, the way brothers and sisters have contentions between them, that there's this love tie that binds us together. And nobody says you have to like your family. We all know that's true, from time to time. But the fact is, we're bound. You know, somebody said years ago, home is where when you've got to go, they've got to take you in. Well, today we're taking everybody in. And today we're saluting you. And I wanted to make a couple observations about her, because we've been in touch a lot over a period of time. Quite often I'll ring her and I'll say, Bradbury, my dog, and I were out walking, and Bradbury said, you haven't talked to Zelna lately, have you? Why don't you give her a call? And then I'll describe to her where we are or what we're doing, or we spent a lot of time talking about the political arena. I thought about her last night when I was watching the news report about President Clinton, may he improve and be well, listening to this woman tell me about the magical moment that she shook that man's hand and she said, he looked me in the eyes. This was, I believe, at the library in Birmingham. She said, and I felt as if I were the only person in the world. She's had a lot of connections with history. She is history. She's my history and Leslie's history and your history and your history. And the real exciting value of what we're doing right now is that ordinarily we don't get to see one another unless somebody has shuffled off the coil. And I dare say there's a fair chance that some of us will see some of the rest of us on a less happy occasion, at which point our job will be to salute and to celebrate somebody. But how great it is to be able to look them in the eye and say,